Hello. Good morning. Happy Monday to you all. I am Clarissa Myers coming to you live. I'm in the Maryland area, and I'll be here for the next 2 weeks or so. I'm visiting with my sister, and this month is our birthday. And so we're going to celebrate our birthday together, going to some of the museums and some of the live shows and things like that. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I come and share just a little nugget, so something with you that you can use in your personal life or that you can use in your business. And I am a spiritual entrepreneur. That means I know that I am destined for greatness. And you know, when you feel it in your bones and you know there's something that you have to do, well, I am on that journey, improving and making me the best version of me that I possibly can. So one of the things that I had heard, I guess maybe a few months ago, my oldest daughter's 28, my youngest is 22. I heard my oldest daughter say to my youngest daughter, "Oh, you're adulting." I had never heard that term before. And so I looked it up. Adulting, I know the word adult is a noun, but the way it's used, adulting, that's like, it's a verb. So how do you adult? What does that mean? And what I've noticed, or what I've found out, is that more and more the term is being used a lot. It seems like it's norm. I didn't hear before because I guess it started on Twitter or something like that. So I titled this morning's live, Good morning, Barbara Bowie. Good morning. Oh, Lake. Sounds like my name. I termed today's live, Is Society Crippling Millennial Population? There's Generation X, the Millennials. So that question, is society crippling them because of that term? You know, becoming an adult, there are certain things adults must do. And for some reason or another, our population, the young people, the millennials, maybe they're not transitioning as well into adulthood. You know, of course, you know, economic times are tough, and sometimes they're not quite stable enough to go out on their own. But we have to, as parents, the older members of society, we have to allow the younger generations to spread their wings, to become eagles and fly. So we have to support them. And that question, is society crippling them? I don't think it is. I see it as society realizes or recognizes that there is a need. Many of our young people are growing up, you know, from their homes, you know, maybe parents, two working parents, or maybe this one parent home, and the parent working like, you know, 12, 13, 14 hours a day, trying to meet the needs of the family. And so some things that need to be taught at home, you ever heard of home training? Some of those skills, those necessary skills that need to be taught at home are not being taught, you know. And for instance, relationships. You know, when you talk with a parent who's there, you know, long ago, at least when I was coming up, and even before then, there was a one parent, or one parent was working and the other parent was at home. I came from a two working parent home. But certain things, you know, we learned from home, and some things, you know, you learn at school. But more and more, some things that need to be taught at home are not being taught. I remember, good morning, Janet. Some weeks ago, a few months ago, Roland and I, we had attended a dinner. And at the dinner, there were, you know, young people there, like in the teens. There were those college-age students, young adolescents. There were older people my age and some seniors. And it was a mixed population at the table. There were like 50 tables and 10 people per table. The table where we sat happened to have a wide range of people sitting there. And, you know, I don't know if maybe they didn't know, but the young people, they all had their phones out and they were just texting or playing a game. And the college age student, he said he was a junior. So we were asking him questions about college life, and, you know, and the communication, there was no communication for like he looked at us like we were crazy, asking him questions, and he just stayed with his phone and he was playing some kind of game. Me personally, I thought that was a little bit rude and very blatant, but it could be that he just didn't know. So like I said, some things that need to be taught at home are not being taught. Relationship, being able to read body language, knowing when somebody's upset or annoyed. These are life skills that need to be taught. And because I think society recognizes that there is a need, thankful they have classes even in college to support cooking, there's budgeting, money management, negotiating relationships, conflict resolutions. These are important life skills that our youth need to know to be able to cope and to be able to function independently in society today. And if we're trying to live our best life, we cannot ignore that population. We have to do what we can to support them. So this topic, I think it reaches into every group of civilized people, because we all have maybe grandchildren. Well, not everybody has a grandchild, but I've kind of adopted some grandchildren. But we have the younger one, the newly borns, and they're coming up. They have to know. We have to hold that torch to share with them what needs to be done and what is acceptable and unacceptable behaviors. Some students are leaving home, going off to college, never knowing how to separate the clothes, to do laundry, or how to shop. And I don't think it's that they don't know, it's just that it's not important to them. At one point we used to match up the socks, the left and the right, and same colors, same patterns. Nowadays, the young people that just get this sock that it didn't have to match, they go maybe to do the laundry, put everything in the washing machine, colors and whites and everything, whatever comes out, and rather than taking the time to fold the clothes, and put it away, they just stuff everything in the bag. And there's some people, one girl said she takes her dirty clothes and she just hangs them on the line so the sun can get to it, so it, I guess, burns out whatever germs that's in there, and then she uses them again. Now, maybe I'm just from really, really old school, but some of those adaptations are not, I don't think they're sanitary. Hi, good morning to you, Ricky. I don't know if any of you encounter this, but if we are on our journey trying to live our best life, we have to communicate those values to our young. And we shouldn't leave it up to society or courses or whatever to teach those things. But if it's not being addressed anywhere else, then I'd say it's a good thing. So that question, is society crippling our young? It could be a yes and a no answer for that. I can wave to you, Ricky, and there's some others who have joined me this morning. Good morning. Hi, Cynthia. In the next room. Yes, Mohammed, thank you for watching. Thank you. Good morning, Sips. So this topic, I was kind of like, maybe should I talk? Should I address it? But I think it's important. There's some of us, I say some of us because as parents, we want to be helicopters over our kids. We want to hover over them and try to protect them and do everything for them. So I would say the crippling comes in when we want to do too much. A mother bird at one point has to, push the young out of the nest so he can fly, exercise those wings. And we can have the supports, but we have to allow our youth to experience certain things. You can't bake a cake just looking at the recipe. You have to actually do it. So becoming an adult, being an adult, they have to do it. Allow them to do it. There are other kinds of parents, and I've never heard this expression before. It's called the snow blower type, who tries to push all the obstacles that the children will encounter, push it out of the way. They do everything for them. That is, to me, is crippling. That's crippling. Now, yes, granted, if you're working, and you're doing everything, you're doing all this work trying to support your child to help them to become productive citizens of society, that's great. But don't leave it on society, because they're going to miss something here and there. The best training really does come from home. And one other thing too that I wanted to especially to stress: empathy. Putting yourself in someone else's shoes and experiencing life from their point of view. That's somehow lacking, I would say, because when our young are just engaging with just technology, when they're just talking to friends, these shortcuts, like the shortcut phrases, they're not learning the formal language to apply it for getting a job or whatever, and so it's kind of like getting them stuck in a mode where they can do better, but because they don't know better, they don't do better. So as adults, as citizens of our community, we have to somehow impress upon them, the importance of actually going through it. They say, oh, that's a waste of time. It's not a waste of time. We want to become all rounded, not just smart in one area of life. We have to be rounded. And so this leads me to, well, what can we as a society do to help our youth? Yes, schools have taken the initiative, they're offering courses, but as parents, we have to encourage them. And this month, September, I believe, is 29th. There's a group. There is what is this called? I put it in my notes. It's called. Oh, did I not put it in there? It's a conference. It's called Sustained Change Conference, and it's going to be in Chesapeake Conference Center in Chesapeake, Virginia, and it's for the young people. They're going to be offering courses in finance and budgeting and entrepreneurship, and there is a fee involved for that. There is a fee because if you get things free, some people don't value it. They're going to be great speakers there. I'm going to put the flyer in the comments below so you can get that. Also, I am a spiritual entrepreneur, and I'm here to support, not necessarily in finances, but to support those who are also on their journey trying to become the best version of themselves. I have a few other links on there. One is for an ebook. Perhaps, maybe you've had an experience. You'd like to share something that can impact other people's lives. There is a link on there for an ebook where you can write this up and make it available to others who can benefit from it. Our youth need help. They do need help. They need guidance and direction. And if we know ways that can impact their lives in a positive way, I think we should do what we can to help. Good morning to you, Omar. Good morning to you. Several of us have come on. Good morning to you, cousin Carmen. Good morning. Good morning, Ursula. Effective communication is a great asset. Well-rounded indeed, yes. So there's some people who are gifted. Gifted in one area of their life. And that's great. And being able to use that gift to bless others, but we can't neglect our personal development, and especially for those of our children. So that's what I have for you today. Every day I come and bring something. I thought this topic, adulting, they say it's supposed to be a bad term, but it's in essence, it's responsibility. Learning to take on the responsibilities of an adult, which includes, many of us, they have student loans and to get through school, and we know how high they are in terms of trying to pay back, but that's part of being an adult, paying it back. I know some people who have retired and still have student loan debt. It has to be in the forefront of our mind to be an adult in all of its forms. don't ignore certain areas of our growth. So I thank you for joining me. If anything resonates with you, and especially for that conference that's coming up on the 29th, it's in Chesapeake, Virginia at the Chesapeake Conference Center. And I saw that flyer. I'm going to put it on in the link. And make today awesome. Make it special. By the way, too, since this is my birthday month, Facebook, they have like a fundraiser to raise monies for different organizations, your favorite charity or whatever. There were so many for me. I couldn't choose. I can't do everyone, but the one I selected was American Red Cross, and this where American Red Cross not only helps people domestically, but across the country and outside of the country. And right now, the Bahamas, they're in great need. So if you can contribute to that, that would be great too, or whatever your favorite charity is. So thank you for joining me. I will see you on Wednesday for this week, Wednesday and Friday. But next week, I'm going to take the week off, so I'm with my sister. We're doing some things together. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you on Wednesday. Be blessed. Bye now.